Our big data analytics project is based on Apache Hive guide inside a Docker container. From creating a multi-node environment of these containers, the project is being followed from the initialization process of starting Hive containers to handle a large dataset. Each and every command has been delivered with complete explanation. These three tools have been used for creating video presentation. Two resources have been used for making this document. One is Apache Hive Essentials book, and the second resource is Hive SQL cheat sheet. Our project is distributed in three parts. First part shows how to initialize Hive containers. Second part shows the several topics that are used to understand basic guide of Apache Hive commands. And the third part is related to how to handle large dataset using Hive. Three datasets are used for this project. Employee dataset are used for the Apache Hive commands, while flights data, that is considered as big data, is being used for understanding how Hive works with big data. We initialize Hive container by cloning GitHub repo of Apache Hive from Big Data Europe. After cloning it, we navigate to that folder and compose the YAML file by using docker compose command in order to create required containers. Take a look at the structure of YAML file. First, it is going to generate a container for name node. Then it will generate a data node container. After that, Hive server and Metastore container generated. And finally, Hive Metastore Postgres container is going to be generated. Recently created containers are not connected to each other. So to do that, we use network connect commands for each of these containers in order to create a bridge networking among these containers. As a result of which a multi-node environment has been created where each container is connected to every other container. Then we move on to different topics of Apache Hive. For understanding data types, we use array data and querying it to understand their structure. We have also shown other data structures such as JSON, map elements and many more, and also did query each of these data to understand their structure. For databases, we have shown different commands such as how to change a database or changing a database-specific property, and many more commands are shown in the document. For table section, we have shown how to create different types of tables and different sort of command which can be applied on tables such as truncating a table, changing properties of a table, and many more. For partitions, we have shown how a user can create partition, how he can load data to that partition, and how to change properties of it. Besides partition, the bucket is another technique to cluster datasets into more manageable parts. Several commands are shown to how to create buckets, along with changing other properties of it. Views are logical data structures that can be used to simplify queries by hiding the complexities, such as joins. We have shown several commands related to views so that user can understand this topic thoroughly. It is important to know the performance of the queries you are running, especially in case of big data. We have covered a separate topic of performance utilities. In order to identify runtime problems and issues that may cause bad performance while running Hive, we have covered separate topic for this named logs. For sensitive and legally protected data, such as confidential information, it is necessary to store data in encrypted or masked format. We have shown how to use hash function and mask function to protect your information. The last topic we have covered in our basic guide was Apache Hive Mole, which contains several machine learning algorithm implementations across classification, regression. We have shown all the steps required to get started with Apache Hive Mole. Now, we move on to working with big data. But first we look at the description of our dataset. First we copy our flights data to Hive container, and then we copy the file from Hive container to HDFS. Then we start Hive command prompt to start creating table. Inside that command prompt, we create table and then load the flights dataset into that table and adjust some properties of it. After loading the dataset properly into that table and checking whether the table is working correctly, we start taking insights from that flights dataset. So to improve the revenue of US airlines, we have asked several questions related to that dataset in terms of Hive queries, such as which airline has been cancelled the most and the reason of those cancellation. All the topics we have covered in the previous section have been used on this dataset. Summarizing our project, we start while explaining how to initialize Hive container, then we move on to explaining different topics of Apache Hive, and in the end we cover how to get insightful information from big data using Hive.